Hello, this is Sandy with Sandy's Crafty Creations. Today I want to share with you a mini album that I made using the Graphic 45 Sweet Sentiments collection. I used 12 by 12 papers, some cardstock, and a 8 by 8 package of the Sweet Sentiments collection, and some of the elements and chipboard that you can buy that go with that collection. Now this album is made with a hidden hinge binding, as designed by Kathy Orta Files. You can Google her or look up instructions on how to make the hidden hinge for this. I did the pages just a little bit different, and I will share briefly how I did that. First of all, on this album, I created the covers, the front, the back, and the spine with the chipboard. And the album covers measure 8 5/8 by 8 5/8, and then the spine measures 2 3/4. I use the hidden hinge binding, which uses the half quarter dimensions in scoring to create the hidden hinge for 6 pages in this album. On the front, I covered the album with light blue cardstock, and then I added to the front and back 12 by 12 papers of the Sweet Sentiments collection, and then I cut a piece of the same papers in the purple polka dot from that collection to cover the spine. So I have it from here across the spine and on the back. I also added I believe this is a Tim Holtz piece. I added this by gluing it on and putting the word spring with a butterfly drawing from the Sweet Sentiments collection, and then I used 2 small green pearls on each side of that. On the front, I then used one of the 8 by 8 pieces of paper and attached it to the front to get this real pretty scene here. And at first I thought about not adding anything else so as not to cover up the pretty pictures. But then I got to playing around with some of my elements and items in my stash. So along with some chipboards from the Sweet Sentiments collection, I added a metal butterfly, this burlap butterfly, a resin button rose, some ribbon, some pearls here, and some rhinestones and then also cut out some of the images in the stamp shape. I have some Fisker scissors that are called Stamp Edge, and I cut that out with that and added that to the cover just down here at the bottom, and still have a lot of this pretty scene showing here at the top. On the inside covers, I used the same papers on the front and the back. And again, because of the images, I did not want to cover any of this up, so I did not make any pockets on the covers. And on the front page, I decided to use this as a title page for Sweet Sentiments and not cover any of this either. This is the same image that's on the front. What's real neat about the Graphic 45 8 by 8 pack, you do get 3 of the same design of each page in the collection in the 8 by 8 paper pack. And so with this one, I just added some rhinestones here on the corners to decorate it up just a little bit. Now the way to attach these pages, the pages are the 8 by 8 papers that come in the collection. You don't have to cut anything down. They will fit exactly on that. My hinge piece, I measured and made the hinge piece to be 7 3/4 so that the hinge would slip inside the 8 by 8 size. And to attach these, I would take one piece of 8 by 8 paper and attach it to this hinge here along this edge, and then I would flip it over and take a second piece of paper from the 8 by 8 paper pack and attach it to the back side of the hinge. Then I would open it up, put score tape along the outer edge and along the bottom edge, and attach the two together. This forms a pocket at the top. Each page has this pocket in here. I have not made any photo mats to slip in there, but you could cut photo mats out of cardstock and slip those in the top to have extra places for more pictures. On this page, I created a flap that flaps down, added some paper that matched at the top and bottom, and a photo mat here, and a strip out of the paper. This side is a flip-up page. Now to create this, if you're using the 8x8 papers in the pack, you'll note that if you score 1/2 inch on an 8x8 piece of paper, that you're going to have an 8 by 7.5, which would be too short for a flap. What I did is I made my score line along the, I guess you would call that the tab portion of the paper, the part that you cut off, the part that says Graphic 45 Sweet Sentiments. Well, I kept that on the pages I wanted to use as flaps, scored along that line, attached it with score tape to the top of the page, and created a flap, and then cut out paper to cover the tab part that I did not want to show. For this one, I cut 2 photo mats. You could also put photos on the top of the flap, on the inside. This is a real neat piece that the embellishments that you can buy to go with the Sweet Sentiments collection forms these little pockets and envelopes. So I put 2 tags in this one. And because it's got a lot of room in there, if you just put the tags in, they're going to fall out when you shut your book. So I took a piece of the pretty decorative paper and I corner rounded the bottom and used an angle punch on the top. This is just a little bit under, well no, this is an 8-inch length piece of paper, and then I folded it evenly and then added a little chipboard butterfly piece here to add some thickness, and when I stick that in there, it keeps these tags from falling out. The next page is just a photo mat that I cut out of some 12 by 12 paper and matted here. I fussy cut out Easter egg and flowers from a 12 by 12 piece of paper from the collection, and I used multi-matte medium to make it a little sturdier, and then I added some glitter, and then I added this butterfly and a chipboard piece. This is also fussy cut out, and then I applied the multi-matte medium, which works really well to make this a little bit thicker so it doesn't tear when you're sliding things out. And then I added the glitter to the butterflies and attached them on top of this. I made a pocket that's an angle pocket, and you can just slide in some photo mats. I made a couple of extra photo mats, and then one fold-out photo mat booklet out of cardstock and some of the paper. And then I just slipped them in here, and then I used a butterfly paper clip like that to just hold them in. On this page, I put photo mats and another chipboard piece. This is just attached at the top, and I use a rhinestone as a decorative piece, and you can easily slide a photo in there to mat it in on that when you do it that way. On this page, I also put 3 photo mats, some more of the paper cut to look like a big stamp, some chipboard pieces, and then I created a little flap by having a 1/2 inch hinge fold, attaching it to the page, covering that with paper, and then folding up and making a narrow pocket here by gluing it on the sides. And these extra journaling tags, you can just stick them in there until you're ready to use them, like if you wanted to put one over here on the page and do some journaling. So these are some extra journaling tags in here. This page, I created a closure by using one of the paper elements that threads a ribbon through, and then folded it and made this pocket here, and then a little fold out where you could write notes or add smaller photos. Slide that in there. Again, another chipboard that is not glued all the way down, so your picture can slide under that. and then this wraps underneath, and then you just tie this. It's kind of like a little secret compartment. The element here says I love you, so that'd be a lovely place to put a special notes or photos in there. I use some pearl elements here. This is a pocket too, and this photo mat slides out and back in, so you could put more than one photo mat in there if you wanted to. This piece here is a pocket that comes with the embellishment sets that you can buy, and you put that together, and then I attached it. Instead of sealing this flap, I attached the flap down, and I added a thin magnet underneath the paper here and underneath the paper here, so the magnet holds it closed, and then this little tag slides in and out. For this page, I made a fold out that's attached to the actual page, and I decorated with a lot of the paper embellishments here, made some flags, cut some of the paper into banners, made a tab here with some chipboard and rhinestones. I added a clip, butterfly paper clip here, and then I attached some purple rose fabric ribbon here. This is really soft, so it's easy to fold open, and it doesn't damage anything when you fold it open, for these extra photos in here on this little fold out here. The next page is just some strips of paper to decorate it, some photo mats, some more of the chipboard, photo mat here, and another one of those little envelopes that you can attach the tab. Instead of sealing the envelope, you seal it on the inside, attach the tab to your page, and then I added the magnets. The magnet on this one is actually under this strip of paper, but it makes it closure on the outside. A photo mat, large photo mat here, and another photo mat there. Slide that over so you can see it. And then on the very final page, I made a very narrow flat pocket to hold photos, or like this pretty piece of paper. It was an extra piece of paper. You could use it as a photo mat. I added a strip of paper up here that I cut from the collection. I added rhinestones and flowers. And then this is just a pretty element that I cut out of the paper, added rhinestones. It says a loving message just to say, may joy be yours on Easter Day. And then I just attach it here. You could put a photo on the back, or add a piece of white cardstock and write a note. And then I just attached it with a extra paper clip here and added a butterfly. And let's see, that's an extra rhinestone that I lost when I was creating this, I think. So we'll set that aside. That doesn't belong there. And again, this section is plain. No pockets or anything. I just decided to leave it this way inside the cover. And that's my 8x8. The pages are 8x8. The album is an 8 3/4 by 8 3/4, I think I said. Let's see here. Yeah, just about 8 3/4 by 8 3/4. Sits nicely on a shelf. You can put any kind of decorative item you want on the back. And I haven't decided what pictures to put in it, or if I'm going to give it away as a gift. But that's my Sweet Sentiments Graphic 45 Spring Easter album. Thank you for watching, and be sure to follow my blog or follow me here on YouTube. And my blog address is www.sandyscraftycreations.blogspot.com. Thank you.